um, Hi, everyone. So, later this year, I'm going to turn 19, and I have been in foster care since I was 15 years old. I think that I had this thought that the words foster care had such a negative connotation, and that when I found out I was being put in the system, I thought that there wasn't much ahead for me. I thought I had no way of realizing my academic and my personal goals. I think that I had this skewed perception of it because of how it seems on TV or maybe in movies or just things that you hear. I didn't know that my life was going to get better than I could have imagined when I became a kid at Forestdale. So the first year or so that I was in foster care, I didn't do much except grieve for the version of me that I thought was gone and couldn't be happy anymore. I thought that my future was a toss-up, and I just had no idea where it was going. As I stand here with you tonight, I'm a few months away from going to NYU this fall. I work at the High Line. I work at Hauser and Wirth. I'm maintaining a 97 average, and I am the I think that right now I am the happiest I can remember being since losing my father. All of this is because of my foster mother, who taught and motivated me more than I could have conceptualized, Keturah Hardy. Coming into her home was the best thing that happened to me in my adolescence, and I am 100% sure about that. It's not even a thought. She taught me how to stay resilient and motivated while, supporting me in every single possible way. And she told me, it's okay to be upset. You can have all of your feelings. She helped me get into therapy. She reminded me that I was not defined by maybe a label that people were putting on me because I was in the system. And when people say that, sometimes it has there feels like such malice behind it, but being in the system has helped me in ways that I can't even put into words correctly with you all right now. She's given me tools to make the best of this journey that I'm on, and I've seen how she's impacted so many different kids, from the ones who still come home for Thanksgiving to the ones who live across the country and still call her to check in and tell her about tiny things that they're doing because she cares so much. She has 7,000 things going on, and she wants to know about the book I bought today. It's important to her. All of it matters so much, and it's something that I feel like a lot of people don't even have in their biological families. I didn't write this part, but when I went to orientation, I went to the NYU merch store, and there was nothing that said NYU aunt, and I call her my auntie. And I texted her and I said, I'm gonna get you mom merch. And she was like, are you sure? Like, you're okay with that? And I was like, yes. I wish that there were 1,000 of my foster mother. She has changed my life and so many children's lives in ways that I didn't realize were possible. And she's my biggest inspiration. She's someone that I think the world needs so much more of. So I'm gonna welcome to the stage my foster mother, Keturah Hardy.
I wasn't expected to cry like this. Good evening. As a verb, mother is defined a woman who gives birth to a child and a woman who brings up a child with care and affection. Therefore, mother is an action word. My mother was a single parent, an educator, and I classify her as one of the smartest people I know walking this earth. Naturally, she placed emphasis on education. So I was reading by the age of 3 and offered to be skipped in 1st and 5th grade. My mother declined these offers because she felt my social skills would be affected, but my life soon changed forever. At the age of 12, the smartest person I know married a man who had deep, dark, secret addictions and consistently was physically and sexually violent. I could no longer concentrate in my young mind, could not process a solution to what was happening in my home. So in 8th grade, I was slated to be left back. I just wanted my mother and to be safe. I was judged by various adults, but now ask myself, did any adult think about what was happening to a child with all of this potential? And why was there such a sudden change? At 16, I ran to the streets. I slept on trains and staircases, different friends' homes, and eventually became a teen mother. I became a mother to 3 children by the age of 21. I worked hard as a mother. I eventually earned 2 master's degrees and started my doctorate. And this is now my 25th year working in the Department of Education, supporting families and students. Through the years, seeing various children with similar experiences, I was able to identify and pay close attention to assist with their individual needs. It became my calling, so I decided in 2008 to become a foster mother to solely teen mothers. Teaching young women to love themselves while caring for their own children was not easy. Some could not process their trauma, and most, if not all, just wanted their mothers, while trying to be mothers themselves. Teaching these young people that their skills had to work now because time does not stand still was extremely difficult. Some were so far behind, but I guided their steps. I became their voice, a voice of guidance, a voice of love, a voice of comfort, a foster mother. By 2011, I accepted teens without children and became a therapeutic foster parent to those who needed more emotionally and psychological support. In 2018, I became the hub leader of the Mockingbird program, where I assisted other phenomenal foster parents with their youth. After having more than 45 youth, I realized that I cannot get everything right, but to see so many of mine grow into prosperous parents, graduates of high school, college and trade schools, career-oriented adults, and most importantly, self-love and identity, lets me know that when your heart opens in a different way and you give a child a chance to experience trust and love while building their confidence in a home where they can feel safe, where they can concentrate and process trauma and pain while simultaneously attaining their goals, gives me a warm, euphoric feeling that I was a part of that process and their success story. The collaboration with Forestdale support for young people like my Manuela, who felt defeated by abuse, but now has her master's degree and a social worker in LA. My Bing, who was shy to attend her high school classes and eventually overcame her anxiety and fears, received offers by over 20 colleges and now is flourishing as junior at SUNY Purchase and the president of international studies. My Cayenne, who is now taking the steps to graduate high school and working towards a trade in culinary arts. And my Kimberly, who introduced me, a talented, aspiring actor, an honor student, a high school senior who afforded an opportunity to attend a London acting school summer program this year, and Forestdale with Culture for One worked collaboratively with us, providing both emotional and monetary support for our dream to come true. Thank you, Forestdale. As stated, Kim cannot attend due to a conflict of time. She now starts her dream school, NYU, this July. There are so many more success stories that I can share, and it's definitely because of the collaboration I received from Forestdale. I would be remiss if I did not emphasize that my skills for these youth cannot be maintained without competent and strong case planners, supervisors, behavioral therapists, and medical teams. Most importantly, my favorite leaders, Ms. Christopher, Ms. Linda Ford, Ms. Rosemary Ewing James, and Executive Director Bill Weisberg. I can call Bill at any time. I have his personal number. With anything, he has proven his leadership and support in ways that I need to be successful as a foster mother. And I do see Jacqueline Denson here as well, so I wanted to acknowledge her. Many say you cannot help everyone, Keturah. This might be true, but as the tale of the starfish goes, after the terrible storm in which thousands of starfish had washed onto the beach, the girl would pick up one and throw it back into the ocean while people watched in amusement. A man then said, "Why are you doing this? Look at this beach. You can't save all these starfish. You can't begin to make a difference." The girl felt crushed and deflated, but after a few moments, she picked up another starfish and hurled it out as far as she could into the ocean. Then she said, "Well, I made a difference for that one." The man was inspired, and he joined the girl and started throwing starfish back into the ocean, and soon others joined, and all the starfish were saved. Thank you.